Hello basketball coaches and basketball players, my name is Alan from Mouse Basketball Training, and today I'm going to talk to you about some different zone offenses that you can run at that grade 1 to 3 level. Now you're probably wondering, in where I live right now, or where I'm coaching right now, there is no zone defense at this level. Well, actually, at least in North America, it's getting more and more popular to run zone defenses at the extremely young level. So that's why I'm making this video. I've been asked in a couple of different comments to make a video like this, so let's just get down to the clipboard. Okay, so here we have the 2-3 zone defense. If you don't already know, basically a 2-3 zone defense, you're guarding an area of the court, and that's roughly the zone. So 4 is guarding that zone there, and the same as all the other guys. All these overlapped areas are usually double-teamed areas. So if the ball was in this area, player 1 and 4 would be double teaming that area. Now, going from there, what's going to happen? This first play, we're going to be running every single play I run at this level, no matter what, is a motion offense. And this first one is going to be a 4-out motion. And how we're going to run this is very simple, because I like simplicity when we're talking about younger players. So we're going to have player 1 at first pass to player 2. At this time, we're going to have player 5 move up. He's going to set a back screen on player 1, and player 1 is going to be driving towards that right side of the key. Now, the idea behind this one is if he's open, he's going to get that pass, and player 5 is going to be coming out, and player 3 is going to be then double teaming. We're going to have player 4 popping back down, and player 5 is going to be rolling towards the basket where he can get that ball and get that layup. Or if what could happen too is if you have a player who's a pretty good shooter, we could have player 4 kind of sneak down towards the baseline, and he could be open along there as well. So this is more of a read and react. Now, if player 1 doesn't get that ball, what's going to happen now is player 5 is going to go and continue down towards the low post. Player 1 is going to then pop around, player 3 is going to fill, and player 1 is going to fill. So it's the same idea as the 5-out motion offense, where you're passing and cutting. Very similar idea. Now player 2 has the ball. If he passes over to player 4, same idea. Player 5 pops up. Player 2 is then going to be cutting towards the rim. If he gets that ball, player 5 is going to be rolling towards the middle. Player 5, red, is going to pop out. Player 3 is going to be popping down, and player 5 could be open for that layup as well, unless player 4, he comes out to then help, and then again, read and react. If player 5 gets it, player 1 can pop down for a mid-range shot. Again, this is a young team, so this is great to teach them ball movement, but also you're teaching them how to read the defense. So if there's no defense in an area, you go to that area and call for the ball. If now, for example, we have player 4 with the ball and he passes out to player 2, what's going to happen now is player 5 is still going to be setting a screen on player 3. Player 4 is going to be then cutting towards the middle of the key. If he gets that ball, that's going to collapse player 5 onto him, and player 5 blue will be rolling off, and again, another layup opportunity. Now, I don't expect the defense to be working 100%, so he could even be wide open for a shot from there too. So there's a couple of different options. Now, what happens with these side players when they pass out? If they're a little bit older, maybe the grade 3 level, we can have them now switch so that now player 5 pops back out, and now we have player 4 in the post, because now we're teaching every single position to the offense, to our players, and we can continue through. Or he could then cut through, and player 3 can then cut across. But personally, once he's finished, and once player 5 is finished rolling towards the basket, player 4 can go in the post, and player 5 can pop out. That way we're sharing the post, and we're not just keeping one player down there. Now this offense also works against other defenses as well, the 2-1-2, the 3-2, all of them this does work against. Now what we're going to show is the 2-1-2 zone defense, and I'm going to run it against a 5-out motion offense. I personally prefer running the 5-out motion at the extreme young level because it teaches them the basics. When you pass, you got to move somewhere. You're going to either screen for somebody or you're going to cut towards the rim. Now the reason why I like the 5-out offense defense against the 2-1-2s, because the 2-1-2, you're going to have a trap up top. You've got player 5 doing nothing in the middle, and then you have players 4 and 3. They're going to be out on the wings. I really doubt that a team at the grade 1 to 3 level is going to be running a zone where player 5 goes all the way out to the point, and when the ball gets swung around the perimeter, he sneaks back down towards the post. I really doubt that's how they're going to be running a 2-1-2 at the grade 1 to 3 level. If they do, I give them kudos, because that takes a lot of effort to explain how to run that, and at least how to run it properly. Now, if they do end up running that, that's totally fine. So I'll show you it both ways. I'll show you it with player 5 moving up and down, and also with player 5 not moving up and down and the trap occurring up top. So let's start with the trap occurring up top. Very simple. Player 1 passes over to player 2, and player 1, because this is against the zone, it's just going to be a pass and cut. If he's open, if they're not running it right, he can get that ball, drive towards the rim, collapse, get a shot, a couple of different things that can happen. But if nothing happens, he's going to continue through. Player 3 is going to fill that spot. Player 4 is going to fill. Player 1 is going to fill. And we're going to be running the same thing again. Cut. This is when there's going to be an opportunity. Now, player 2 could have been open for that layup. If not, player 3 is going to fill that spot. Player 4 is going to fill. Player 2 is going to pop out and fill. Now what's going to happen here, again, another opportunity. We're going to have player 5 pass over to player 3, and now he's going to cut towards the rim. That's going to bring the defense in, and what's going to happen now is he could post up for a second. It's totally up to him, and I actually prefer that at the young level. Player 2 is going to be cutting baseline, and now he could be open for the mid-range or the three-point shot. Of course, at the grade 1 to 3 level, they're probably not shooting a 3, so it's probably mid-range. And if that's the case, that's going to bring player 3 out. And if player 5 isn't smart enough to go and defend 5 right away, 5 could really be keeping him behind him and allowing himself to get the whole backboard as an option to score. Now, if that's not the case and he clears out, again, we're still in a 2-1-2, and that's just keep on running your play. Now, I am not a huge fan of running a zone defense with anybody under the age of like 12. Now, I've seen it. Lots of leagues are switching over to that, at least here in North America. However, again, teach them man-to-man defense. Man-to-man defense can be used to teach zone defense later on. And, of course, when players and teams have not really fully understood how to run an offense, and now they're going up against a zone defense, it just makes everything so much harder for them to learn, and probably a faster turnaround rate of players quitting because they're not able to score or not able to do as much as they would like in the game. At least that's my thoughts. I hope to see you guys again later on today for another video. I've been off sick for a while. My voice has probably changed, but anyways, I'll see you guys there.